Hey everyone, this is my next video in my Andrzej vlog series. What I'm going to talk today. First of all, yesterday I mentioned about the launch of our new book, Domain-Driven Rails. It's all about DDD, secrets, and event sourcing. And Robert did an amazing job here. And more or less, we described all the strategy patterns like bounded context, how to split your app, all the smaller building blocks like value objects, entities, aggregates. And the new chapter is about event sourcing, and I had the pleasure to review it yesterday, and it's fantastic. It doesn't show just one approach, it shows several approaches, answers some really advanced stuff. So yeah. And at meta level, this was product placement, obviously. That's how you sell products, right? But let's go further. We have now a final proof that Ruby developers don't work on weekends. And this proof is our block Arkency metrics. Those downs here is weekends, so they almost don't work. And our blog is targeting only Ruby developers. That was last 3 months. All right, but I wanted to show some code today, actually. But first, let me see if I'm able to do this thing somehow. Okay, this should work. So I now have this fancy setup with the camera on the side. I really have a problem with if statements. I think they belong to the programming languages, but whenever I use them, I feel really bad. And whenever I see them in someone's code, I feel even worse. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at a small class. I think it's correct, but I just typed it without really thinking too much. It's an order. I called it order foo because I have another order class, and I want to also show the other class. It has a state inside, so it's kind of like a state machine. It has a cancellation reason, which immediately sounds weird because it's an order which we don't know whether it's cancelled or not, and we immediately have to know the reason. And then we have 3 public methods: place, pay, and cancel. And you can't do place order if it's not in the initial state. So we raise an exception. If you don't like exceptions, close this window right now because I will show some more exceptions right now, and some people are allergic to exceptions for control flow. That's your problem, not mine. Pay. Pay is only possible if we have a place order, so in this state, and otherwise it's a wrong state. Cancel is only possible if the state is paid. And we also put a reason. This is just a string message to explain why it was cancelled for manual state. And this is just some methods. If you use event sourcing and aggregates, usually you have this kind of, setting the state in other methods, and here you only apply events. So I don't like those if statements. I think it doesn't belong here, and I feel something this class doesn't really, it's not really a good abstraction. So what's the another approach here? This is another approach, and let me show you. Okay, here camera, so you can see me. There is no vlog if you can see me, right? Order now has just a place method. Look at this. It doesn't even have the if statement. We just assume that if it's an order, that's like the abstraction of the new order, the new state of order, we just say place, and it's always working. It's just one method here. It's important to know. But when it happens, we do return a new object called placed order, because now we have this new state, and it deserves a new class. So placed order is also an aggregate. It takes the event, so the whole event plumbing still works, and has only one method, pay. So, we just removed the whole if statements idea, because in Ruby you already have this idea that, you can't really call a method on a class if this method doesn't exist. So if a placed order doesn't have a method called cancel, for example, because before paying you don't want cancel, you would just get this Ruby exception that it's now not there, right? And in statically typed languages or compiled languages, you will see on compilation error, actually not the runtime error, but it's Ruby and we like runtime errors. So then from placed order you go to paid order, and paid order you just have this opportunity to cancel. And also the nice thing is that in the previous example it was a little bit of coupling so that you know what is the expected previous state. Now I think it's slightly better because now you actually know what's the next state. So if you paid order and you cancel it, you know that the next state is cancelled order. I think the coupling is right in this area. And that's basically it. The classes are very small, and the nice thing, and now again, hello functional programming people, this is immutability. we don't change those aggregates actually, only slightly, but this is the plumbing event. So we do it without changing the state. We just return new state all the time. We just return new types of language, new types of objects here. And I think this is also called polymorphism, because we assume that from the outside, I will show you a test. From the outside, we don't really care what is returned. So such a test, for example, test constant. We take an order, we load the order. This is just the event sourcing plumbing. Then we place the order, we paid the order, we cancel the order with some reason, and then we store it. Once it's ordered, we check the class here, and it's still fine. The same happens if we do less things. But if we do, okay, I think if I run tests, they should all pass. But let's see test fail, just to make sure we also can simulate some kind of failure. And I will just cancel without paying. Yeah, and it says undefined method cancel for placed order. That's enough, right? So this way it actually does work. And that's all I have to show you. I think this code is actually really interesting, and I will try to explore this area even more, because I really see this kind of problem very often in my applications, where I'm having a big model class or domain class or aggregate class, whatever you like to call it, is big. So this way of making it smaller, and usually big in the same way, like I had to add some if statements. And remember, we've had this constellation reason as a field on the whole order object in the previous implementation. Now it's not longer needed, because it's only in one class, not in all of them. So it just belongs to one state. So I think it's a good benefit from doing event sourcing. One more product placement, domain-driven Rails. We are selling it already, but also there will be event sourcing chapter published very soon. And just for you to know, today is 25 years when this album was released, and that's one of my favorite albums. So in the spirit of sharing a little bit about my music taste, this is something definitely which I love. Now making it bigger. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.